Get started. Hello, coach. One more week here in our weekly update,
Right.
episode 2. We're both happy to talk today because at the end it's 1-0 week. We achieved the first victory on Swiss soil against Helvetic Mercenaries. So before analyzing the match in deep, what are your feelings and how do you feel about achieving your first victory as a Barcelona Dragons head coach?
Yeah, I think everything kind of went how we thought it was going to go. Yeah, we expected Carlton to play well. He played extremely well. Their team played really well for probably 3 quarters. Then we kind of kicked it in, right? But I think with us, it's the first game, so everything just kind of starting off slow, not being aggressive, things like that. So all those things are expected. Yeah, first game, exactly.
Yeah, at the end is the first game. Starting to analyze the match a little bit more, how do you dress the team since we could, as you say now, 2 different versions, more or less. One version in the first half and totally different one in the second half. How do you see or how do you analyze this game?
Yeah, I think just like any football game, it goes, you make adjustments. So we made some adjustments in the first half. Second half, we came in, made adjustments that worked perfect. It kind of eliminated probably 95% of things that they could do. So then they couldn't adjust. So it was in our favor. That's probably why we had one mistake in with the deep ball, but that was an easy fix. Besides that, the scheme that we had on defense was what we wanted to do. Offensively, they kind of put things together. We had turnovers, gave them a short field, they scored. We scored on offense. So that was kind of what we expected, to go.
Yeah, as you said, the adjustments in the second half worked really, really good. In the defense, especially, and in the D-line, because as one of the Dragons pass holder says, we went from having a gap in the passing zone behind the linebackers and allowing Aiken to run comfortably and practically nullifying both threats and leaving the away team, Mercenaries, without offensive options.
I think it works hand in hand. Once we fixed the back end, so now receivers couldn't get open, he held the ball longer, we get sacks. So that's kind of the process. So it worked just kind of the way we wanted it to work. We kind of fixed those things, like I said, in the back end with the backers in the secondary. That was a pretty good fix, and it kind of worked in our favor. D-line was more aggressive. I think their O-line got tired in that third and fourth quarter, where we kind of had a second wind in that, especially in that fourth quarter. So you could just see the difference in the game. We were more aggressive. They were not as aggressive, and they had no answers for what we were doing on both sides of the ball. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to talk a little bit about offensive. As mentioned in the first weekly update, all our eyes are on Levi, who played a great game, and he's seeming all-time calm and with many resources. Also, them with money, but one guy that appeared is Ivan Jordanov, and who took the Hard Rock MVP of the week. What reading do you make of the offensive in general and Ivan performance in particular?
Well, I think Coach Cooper's plan, right, on offense is to kind of spread it out and make sure everybody gets touches. We should be able to run the ball, pass the ball. We have 3, besides Ivan, Pacheco, and Monty, and also with McCluskey. So we have options, right? And so usually defense can stop 2 things. They can't stop 4. So it kind of worked in our favor. Other guys got open. They made big plays. And so I think that was tough for them. They couldn't match up at all. And so when you can't match up, if you just try to stop Monty, we have other weapons that did extremely well. And we hope, that's probably the plan the whole year. But we probably should have ran the ball a little bit more. We will this game, because I think that's what we need to be consistent at, running the ball. It opens up the passing game from there.
And now you talk about the running ball. How you see the O-line in this moment for this kind of play?
Yeah, I think they were consistent. We probably could have ran the ball a little bit more. We will, and I think that'll. But everybody makes adjustments, right? First game for everybody, right? Those guys, they weren't tired in the second half. I was really happy about that we were able to push them around in the second half, run the ball, give Levi a chance to kind of survey the field and pass the ball. I think that was the best thing. So I think the O-line did fine. Everybody pretty much did kind of what we expected. Was it a great game? No. Did we do enough to win? Yes, we did.
One of the other questions that Dragon Pass holders ask us is regarding the wide receivers unit, and it's about Aaron David, a player who was surprised a lot in the training camp, and a lot of people talk about him. But in this game, not appear a lot. It's due to the Jordanov high performance, or?
No, I think what happens is first game, we had our starters set out. I think you mentioned Aaron, and this week in practice, he's been phenomenal. So he's going to get touches. He's going to play Saturday. He's going to get his opportunity. So the more weapons you have, the better. We watch I watched game this weekend. Teams have 4, 5, 6 receivers. So the more depth we have, the more opportunities we're going to have for everybody. And it's just hard to cover 4 guys that are really, really good. So I think in this league, we'll have success. Leroy's going to be fine. And I think expectations from Aaron have increased, which is probably good. So we look forward to him doing well, especially this weekend.
At the end, this is good because it's what you say, more weapons, and if the guys or other teams scout something about, for example, this week for Jordanov, maybe next week appear Aaron and say, oh, wow, this is another guy. And
it's another option, right? So like I said, having 4 or 5 receivers is that's a good thing for us. It's a great thing for Levi. It's good for Coach Cooper. He's going to do his thing. Like I said, he was able to make adjustments as a coordinator. He's pretty knowledgeable about what to do. And he knows how to, it's all based on matchups and then what deficiencies they have on defense. And if we attack those, we'll be fine.
Okay. Another question about the Dragons Pass holders. Ask us, since we are talking about the proper names, is there any player who has positively surprised you or your staff and who has not had much impact on the social networks or in the media or on the fans talking about them, and who and why?
I think everybody's pretty consistent, right? Certain guys have certain expectations or higher than others, right? Other guys, have expectations where we hope they'll seize the moment and play better. But I think as a group on offense, everybody was expected to do what they did. So I don't know if anybody stood out. Everybody was consistent. That's all we asked for. Just be consistent and then just get better. It's another week. Get better this week than you were the previous week. Play harder than you did last week. So we expect that.
Well, now we are going to talk a little bit about next game, a very important game for us and for the franchise. I think a big emotional game for our guys, probably. We travel to Madrid to play our second game away. What feelings do you have about this next game, and with this experience we have from this first week, that you can make some adjustments and you can train or work during the week?
I think, first of all, it's the second game on the schedule. The goal is to go 1-0, just like we do every week. We kind of stay away from the hype of that it's a big game, right? It's game 2, because after Saturday, when the game's over, you're going to forget about it and go to week 3. So we try to keep guys pretty level-headed in that. Just prepare the same way. Study, practice hard, get your conditioning in, get in the weight room, things like that we expect during the week, right? We have guys in that team that I've actually talked to personally. So, but it'll be good to see those guys and get to compete with them. And it's all about competition. That's all it is, yeah.
Okay. And playing against this team that has not playing in the first week has positive things and negative things. Of course, the positive thing is that they don't have the rhythm of the competition because they don't play an official game, and they don't know maybe how to play together in an official game. But the negative is that they can scout us, and we don't have. So it is what it is. But what do you think about it?
I think it's kind of the great unknown, but they're an ELF team. So one, they're going to be good, right? They're going to be prepared. They're going to be coached well. They have athletes just like we do. They have a good quarterback. They have really good receivers. They have defensive players that were formerly on our team, or that were going to be on our team that chose to go to Madrid. So we pretty much know the personnel well. It's a solid team. So we expect them to play great at home.
Okay. And the last one, finally, Coach, is, as we mentioned it, is a very emotional game. We hope that we add this emotion in the positive part of being motivated, concentrate, and not in the overexcited. And we can take the victory. How is the control of these emotions, management for the coaching staff? How do you think it's the key for control this, and don't appear plays like the McCluskey in the first game, for example.
I think I messaged the defense today. Just make sure that you tell them it's the second game on the schedule. Our goal is to go 1-0. We prepare the same. We watch film the same way. We break down film. We just don't have film from them playing, but we pretty much know the scheme, what they're gonna try to attack us based on what happened last week. So we kind of don't change. We just pretty much do we're pretty consistent in regards to what we do. It's the second game. Everybody's getting better. They should play well. It's their first game. Their coaching staff expects them to play like how we expected to play last week. So I think the only edge is we know some of the players and vice versa. So I think with that, besides that, the guys should be excited. And it's exciting to play against former teammates. Former teammates are going to play well. We just experienced with Carlton playing for Helvetic, right? He played great. So I'm assuming all those guys will play great. They're going to compete, and they want to win just like we do. So we'll see on Saturday. But it'll be a great game on Saturday. And we're excited to play and looking forward to the opportunity to play against those guys.
Okay, well, so thank you very much, Coach. It's a pleasure to have you here. And if you want to send a message to the fans, that I know that many fans travel to Madrid, so it's an away game, but with good feelings. Because, so if you want to send to a message to these guys.
I think with the fans, come, be festive, cheer us on, right? Calm. We don't want any violence in the stands, right? But it's good for us to look up in the stands and see 5, 6, 7, 800 Dragon fans. It's good for our fans. It's going to be very festive, and the guys are excited. They should be excited, but we want them to be excited because it's game 2, not because it's Madrid, right? It's the second game on the schedule. So yeah, we're going to have a good time, and we look forward to playing.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.